Compromising position is a thing that we face every day. Dealing with the situation from the choices we make. Compromising positions. Compromising positions is a thing that we face every day. Dealing with the situation from the choices we make. Compromising positions.
We do right, we do wrong, we know from good and evil, yet we make decisions sometimes that affect other people. Is it a lack of consideration? Well, some of the time, maybe just a blunted demonic state of mind. Doing some of the things, man, now we don't want to do. Now the other person pleased and now you feeling blue. That's the way life goes, the way the ball rolls. You better start reminiscing and starting to listening to compromising positions.
Is a thing that we face every day. Dealing with the situation from the choices we make. Compromising positions. Compromising positions is a thing that we face every day. Dealing with the situation from the choices we make. Compromising positions.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Compromising Positions. I'm your host, Tressler Hodge. Today's show takes a realistic approach at commitment within relationships, something most women long for and many men will shun. When discussing marriage, most people determine their level of readiness by the intensity of the emotions they have for their partner. How do you determine your readiness for marriage? Ladies, do you feel that most men avoid commitment? And men, why is it that commitment is so important to women? While you're thinking, we'll start the show.
I don't know. Man, I don't know about this one. What am I doing? I thought this was the next move for us, but something just don't feel right. I mean, I know I love her, but what's up all this doubting? It seemed like a good idea at the time. I mean, now she's all excited and probably called everybody in the book. Why am I feeling this way? Am I not in love with her? Am I really afraid of commitment? Man, this is too early for cold feet. Is there... Yeah.
Hurry up. What you doing in there? Taking a nap?
I'll be out in a minute. What'd your mom have to say?
Oh, she was excited, but that's not who I was talking to.
I guess you probably called all your high school classmates and you started on the college alumni by now, huh?
No, Smarty. I'll do that later. That was Pastor Frank.
Who?
Pastor Frank. You remember church, don't you?
I remember church, but what you calling Pastor Franks for?
I was calling to let him know that we were going to be getting married soon and we wanted him to perform the ceremony. You know, if you don't book the church early, you may not get the date you want. By the way, when are we getting married? Never mind. We can talk about that when Pastor Frank gets here.
Jay, why is Pastor Franks coming over here?
He's got some material he wants to go over with us about getting married.
Why are we going over a pre-marriage seminar and we haven't even set a date yet?
Because I want to get married in the fall and it's the last seminar he's holding this summer. So if we want him to do it, we have to go to this class. Or else we have to wait till next fall. And I don't want to get married in the winter. Hurry up and get dressed. We have a lot of stuff to do today. Pastor Frank is going to be here this afternoon and I want to go over some things about the ceremony, okay?
Troy, I'm pregnant. Isn't that great? I'm pregnant. That you'll be excited like I am. Troy, I'm pregnant. Isn't that great? I'm pregnant.
Don't do that to me. If you care for me at all, you don't want protection on those little escapades.
If you love either one of us, your conscience would not allow you to sleep at night. Troy, I'm pregnant. Isn't that great? I'm pregnant.
If you care for me at all, you don't want protection on those little escapades.
If you love either one of us, your conscience would not allow you to sleep at night.
And me.
What you said we need all this stuff for again?
Just go put him in the bedroom. I think that was past the prank we just passed in the parking lot. See, I told you. Hi, Dr. Frank.
Good evening, Miss Coles.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm sorry. Have you been waiting long?
No, I haven't been waiting long at all. Besides, you gave me an opportunity to spend some quiet time with myself.
Good. Time just got away from us today.
I understand.
Do you remember my fiance, Vince?
Face does look familiar.
How you doing?
What service do you attend?
11:30, but I hadn't been in a while. But working, you know. But I'll be there this Sunday, though.
Sure you will. Okay, you guys ready to get started?
Sure.
Okay, let's make our way over to the table. Oh, thank you very much. Miss Coles, if you would please sit there. Mr. Bennett. These are some
Thank you.
papers I put together for my seminar. Now, prior to marrying any couple, I insist that they go through this seminar because you'll be surprised of the number of couples that don't even make it.
Don't make it.
That's right, don't make it. Now, that doesn't mean they don't get married, but I refuse to marry them. See, this seminar gives me an opportunity to see how strong of a relationship you have, and also to see if it's going to stand up against the strains and pressures of being married.
Man, Jay picked the night of all nights. I think the Falcons playing the Cowboys. I should have called Troy and told him to tape the game for me.
For example, how many children are you two planning on having?
No.
3.
Now, I didn't ask this question before, but I did assume you two are the ones getting married.
We are. Why do you ask that?
Because if you can't agree or haven't discussed an elementary question as to having children, we have a long road ahead of us tonight. But nevertheless, let's continue. Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I want both of you to answer these questions honestly. First question, why am I getting married? Let's start with you, Miss Coles.
Well, I'd have to say it's because I love Vince.
Okay.
I think that he would be a good husband. He would treat me right, the way I want to be treated. And that's it.
Mr. Bennett.
Well, I mean, I feel the same way Jay does. I mean, I love her and I feel she loves me.
Second question. What does marriage mean to me? Let's start back with you again, Miss Cole.
Well, it's just the culmination of my love for Vince. I don't want to be with anybody else, and I want to spend all my time with him.
Is that all?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett?
I mean, I really don't know. I mean, my father passed when I was young, and my mom never remarried. But my grandparents, they were married for more than 50 years. I mean, they seemed happy, seemed very happy, actually. I mean, they had a family, they had a huge family. I mean, that's what I want. I mean, I want a wife to take care of, kids to raise,
Okay.
family to protect. I mean, that's what a man does, right?
Yes, but there's more to a marriage than that. See, half of your marriages end up in divorce, and half of those are due to financial matters. Which brings me to my third question. Who and how will the money be managed in this marriage? Ms. Coles?
Well, I'll have my bank account, and Vince will has his, just like now, I guess.
Well, actually, baby, I mean, I would prefer if we had joint accounts. That way the money would be easier to keep up with. I mean, since it's going to be all our money anyway, what difference is it going to make?
Well, honey, I mean, the difference would be, what if there's something we can't agree on spending our money on? I mean, then we won't have to worry about that somebody taking money out of the account and not knowing about it.
Excuse me. Have you all talked about this at all?
Not really. I mean, we just assumed that things would be the same way after we got married as before. The only difference would be we just had a piece of paper.
So, you live together?
No, sir. We just spend a lot of time together, almost every day, that's all.
Are you sexually active?
Well, you know, we...
Look, you don't have to be coy with me. I do this for a living, remember? But there are some things that concern me here. You two don't seem to be on the same page at all. I can't tell you how many couples come to me for marriage counseling. And prior to getting married, they sound just like you two here tonight. Pastor, I just love so-and-so. He makes me feel so good. But see, you all are so tied up and tangled up with how you feel. You're not stopping to think of the logical and rational parts of being married. For example, what do you two have in common? Have either one of you constructed a 5-year plan? If not for the marriage, as for yourselves as individuals. Where will you live? What if your wife does become pregnant? Are you able to support the family on one income alone? And most important, are you equally yoked? I haven't heard either one of you say anything spiritually yet. For once, I would love for a couple to come to me and say, Pastor, months or years ago, I prayed to God and asked him to bless me with a husband or wife. And I truly believe that this is him or her. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying love doesn't play a part in a marriage. But truth of the matter is, marriage is a commitment not based just on feelings. Marriage is until death do you part, for better or worse. Love is great, but it's the commitment that's going to keep your marriage together. And a strong spiritual foundation, that's what's going to keep your marriage intact. What do you two know about love anyway? Better yet, how long have you been together?
3 years.
See, I don't subscribe to the idea of falling in love. I feel that we grow in love. Love is something that comes with time and experience. For example, my parents were married for more than 30 years. They experienced moving into their first home together. They experienced having babies together. And together they experienced heartache and pain. That's when you truly can say when you really love someone. Not in a few months or a few years. See, you have to be very careful not to put so much into how you feel or what you see. Because there's going to be times where you two would get on each other's nerves. And 20 years from now, she's not going to look as good as she looked. And neither is he. Miss Coles, do you mind if I speak to Mr. Bennett alone, please?
No, not at all.
Thank you.
I know what you're going to say.
Oh, you do?
That we're not ready and we don't know each other the way we think we do.
Well, that's part of it. But what I wanted to say was, there are lines and responsibilities in a marriage, and God has fixed it so therefore the household reports upward to him. Now, guess who he holds responsible for everything therein?
Me?
Look, I know you like football. I could tell the way you was looking back and forth at the TV. Hey, I wanted to watch the game myself tonight. But since we're on football, we both obviously know that the coach is the head and the leader of the team, right?
Right.
Now, the other obvious part about the coach is that he never plays, but yet he calls the plays, but he never goes out on the field. So therefore, he selects a leader, the quarterback, to call the plays on the field in his absence. Now, it's the quarterback's responsibility to follow the instructions of the coach, and it's the team's job to follow the instructions of the quarterback. Now, the quarterback is no more important than the running back or the receivers, because it's going to take all of them working together to be able to win. But nevertheless, when something goes wrong on the field and a timeout is called, it's not usually the team that goes over to the sideline and get yelled at by the coach now, is it?
No, sir. It's usually just the quarterback.
Vince, all I'm saying is that marriage brings on a great and awesome deal of responsibility, and most men don't even realize it. I hope that I'm not out of place, but my gut feeling tells me that you knew this all along.
Pastor, what am I supposed to do then? I mean, I realize I'm not living right. I mean, one of the reasons I don't come to church is because I don't feel like sitting there and being condemned Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. It's like the preacher followed me around all week and came to church Sunday morning to tell me what I did, but only telling me in front of hundreds of other people. I mean, I felt that at least if Jade and I got married, we would be making a step in the right direction. At least we wouldn't be shacking up anymore.
Vince, two wrongs don't make a right. But at least I'm able to put two and two together now. We, I mean men, have all been there before. I know what you're feeling. It feels like a tug of war going on inside of you all the time. But you have to learn to be able to separate lust from love. And once you allow your emotions and your body to get involved, your whole vision becomes even cloudier. Now, we're not going to be able to fix all of this tonight, but we have made a great deal of progress. At least for now, you know that you shouldn't get married, right?
Right.
And I'm hesitant to say this isn't the woman that you should marry, but we do know that your motivation is wrong. So let's schedule some appointments for next week so that we can talk more in detail and I can see exactly what's really going on inside that head of yours.
Jade's gonna be a little upset about all this.
Don't worry about Jade. I'll talk to her. You just remember, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Are y'all finished?
Yes, come on back in, please. Miss Coles, after speaking to Mr. Bennett, it appears that we should hold off on the wedding preparations for now. I would like to schedule some one-on-one for next week, and this is something that I want to do with both of you. Please understand. Like I told Mr. Bennett, it's better to be safe than to be sorry. It's better to address concerns before marriage than after. So thank you for your time, and both of you all have a blessed night. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in my office next week.
Cool.
And in church on Sunday.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Good night again.
We understand life by looking backwards, but we must live life looking forward. It's unfortunate that good intentions sometimes render bad results, but in life, there are trials and temptations. Between the lines of dismay, if you look closely, you can find peace and understanding. We all deal with sensitive situations in our lives. Faith allows us to see past our circumstances, but a lack of faith will barricade us inside of our circumstances. When surveying the obstacles life presents to you, don't always look with your eyes. Faith is the evidence of things not seen.
Sweat and tears, but here I is. Our brother still lives, working my ear through the streets, being slowly to speak, playing the cards I was dealt, and took my life into all for me. Never walked another path another man made. There was times in life I didn't know where to play or pray. Satan offered me his cup and I was finna drink. God heard my grandma prayers and took it away from me. And now I'm looking at life through a different set of eyes. Had to change my state of mind. If I didn't, I would be dead or doing time. But yet I can't understand why. Late nights my mama cried. From AIDS my daddy died. But like a true soldier, yeah, I got to march out and be strong and not one of life's prongs. With wisdom and knowledge comes pain and sorrow. Gotta live for today, I wasn't promised tomorrow. Besides the storm is not yet over, I can't wait for it to stop. So I had to learn to walk between the raindrops. Women wonder, do men cry when times get hard? Yeah, love in the dark.
Real men cry in the dark, but on the shoulders of God, 'cause he knows
has no clock to tell time, and every closed eye you see doesn't mean it's blind. Things started off fast, but that was both our choice. It's kinda hard when you put that buggy before the horse. 10 years younger, but mentality equal. The mind mentality of some people is unbelievable. A woman yearns for love and security. If you can give it to thee, why should age matter to she? I wasn't too young to wipe the tears from her eyes. I wasn't too young to forgive and forget all her lies. But yet she asked me, what could I do to make her life better? Not once did she say what we could achieve together. I learned you can't let your past control your future. Nothing venture, nothing gain. You don't try, you still a loser. Charge it to the game and take it as one of life lessons. You do right, they walk away, they miss out on their blessing. But being unequally yoked, you're doomed to fail every time. You can't get two beans of a different kind from the same vine. Women wonder, do men cry when times get hard? Yeah, love in the dark.
Real men cry in the dark, but on the shoulders of God, 'cause He knows the pain we feel. Real men cry in the dark, but on the shoulders of God, 'cause He knows the pain we feel.
A man is only good as the woman standing by his side, one who he loves and trusts, and with his heart he confides. Just like good women, good men feel there aren't many. I love my children enough until I'm married not to have any. We all know it's hard living in this world of sin. When two united become one, without God it's gonna end. So women, love your men as you would love thyself, and men, love your women as she was your health. And keep God in the midst of your relationship. If you don't, from a bitter cup you will sip. What God bring together, no one can separate. When troubled times come, that's when you pray and walk in faith. So women, when your men cry in the dark, don't turn on the light. When things aren't right, don't walk by sight. Go to and tell him it's alright, because my Father's words say two can send 10,000 a flight.
Cry in the dark, but on the shoulders of God, 'cause He knows the pain we feel. Real men cry in the dark, but on the shoulders of God, 'cause He knows the pain we feel. Oh, yes, they cry on the shoulders.